Oh, yes. I thought this morning we should start with the fundamentals of lawyering. Yeah. hmm Today's kind of going to be a big day for a lot of those in law enforcement. Because when you have to go back to the fundamentals of lawyering, yeah. mhm. Quite often you ask yourselves, well, why do they have what's known as precedents? Yes. hmm Now, for every attorney that says, I do know, it might be a good time for you to return to the fundamentals of lawyering. Yes. Because yesterday, I talked about the sections, yeah, of the state constitution. Yes. And the idea of these guarantees and all these oaths that said, well, I have to support and defend the state constitution. Yeah. And then the day before that, I talked about those amendments in the Constitution. Yeah. hmm And for a lot of attorneys, they say, well, it sounds really good that it's in the Constitution. Yeah. But it's really not enforceable. These are things that we talk about, but we really don't bring them into any lawsuits because amendments in the sections of the constitutions are not applicable to today's real lawsuit. Now, being an American citizen, I understand that a lot of attorneys, yes, do not consider the guarantees of the Constitution as being enforceable. No. They don't think that the RCWs of the individual states, their state laws, are enforceable. No. And they never really think that these federal laws have any enforcement, and if they're violated, it doesn't matter because in a lawsuit, what is most important is the precedent setting cases that give you the justification to be able to sue for X number of billions of dollars. Yeah. Now, there's what's known as the intentional interference with person or property. Yeah. hmm And I really got focused on this last night when reading about certain laws that have to do with the security of universities and colleges. Mhm. In fact, for all the lawsuits where I emailed a constitutional professor, yeah, the law schools, yeah. Did any of you think about reporting it to campus security, the actual evidence that I provided? No. Could you get me the ABA recognized law schools throughout the United States? And I know that when emailing those that are professors about my civil rights being violated, yeah, my constitutional rights being violated, yeah, kidnapping, child abuse, and then the neglect of my sons being in the wrong grades, yes. And then, of course, there's that false imprisonment. The idea that you're going to pay persons, yes, to act the part of another citizen, yeah, so that you can arrest the citizen that did not participate in any crime. And then you're going to cover the whole thing up so that I'm the one that's going to a mental institution. Yes, when you had the evidence that I wasn't in Sequim, Washington, and I wasn't in Jefferson County. Yeah, that's right. Now, there's these precedent setting cases, and that's why we're starting with the fundamentals this morning. Yeah. Just get me the campus security of every American Bar Association accredited law school throughout the nation. Yeah. In the last 40 years of individuals that were there. Yes. That if any professor, any faculty member, or any other individual in the employment of a university right now had any knowledge, yes, of child abuse, child neglect, yes, violating of the requirements of the VAWA, yeah, hate crimes, let's go ahead. See, today I'm wanting a large amount of money. You would think that just the ownership of the state of Washington would have been sufficient for my financial needs. But my thought is, well, what if you had to tack on, yes, an additional fee for the actual cost of every credit in every university and college of the United States called the lawsuit credit. Yes, it does. Now we'll start today with the law schools. The law schools.